What's going on, everyone? I give myself a haircut and it's pretty terrible. If you're new here, I'm Oliver, or Balance Hunter, because I want to try to promote a balanced life, whatever that means. I'm still figuring that out myself. So I want to start a series on unpacking quotes. Quotes from books, quotes from, philosophers, anything that stands alone that can bring meaning to your life without other context. The 3 quotes I'm going to discuss today are from Ancient Philosophers. These quotes are about overthinking, spiraling thoughts, anxiety. They were written around 2,000 years ago. They could be even more relevant today than they were when they were written, because anxiety, overthinking is so prevalent in our society. The energy that goes into overthinking compared to what the reality is, it's mind-blowing. People worry and worry and worry. The majority of the time, there's no reason to worry. It's just in our nature to be negative, to be pragmatic, just because in our evolution, if we were too positive, we'd get eaten by wolves, right? The oldest of the philosophers is Lao Tzu. He is a Chinese ancient philosopher, founder of philosophical Taoism. He was around 4th to 6th century BCE. So Seneca was a Stoic philosopher around when Jesus was alive, and he was born in Spain. He's got some controversial opinions. But my favorite out of the 3 quotes I'm going to speak about today is from Seneca. Third one, Marcus Aurelius. He's got a special place in my heart. He was the last of the great Roman emperors, which is interesting. He's got a lot of stress in his life. He's probably got a lot of anxiety. They're in war all the time. He's a Stoic. That's how he gets through his life. His book, Meditation, which is basically a collection of his diary entries, his thoughts, one of my favorite books ever. And he was around about 100 years after Seneca. By the way, I don't know why I've got this. I just don't want a white wall. So the creation of Adam. I love the way his hands like this. You can give me life if you want to, but you don't have to. Adam, the ungrateful bastard. God's trying to give you life there. At least pick your wrist up, son. I'm going to say all of the quotes at the start just because they overlap so much. There are specific aspects of them I want to discuss, but yeah, they're kind of similar. Seneca says, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." Marcus says, "Today I escaped anxiety," or "No, I discarded it, because it was within me, in my own perceptions, not outside." And Lao Tzu said, "If you are depressed, you are living in the past. If you are anxious, you are living in the future. If you are at peace, you are living in the moment." In the present, actually. So they get more controversial, in my opinion, as they go on. They get more open to argument. So let's just discuss the first one, because that is the basis, which is we suffer more in imagination than in reality. There's different ways we can overthink, right? We can have spiraling thoughts looking back. Why did I do that? Oh, why did I say that? What are they going to think? When you look back and you cringe about something you said or did, you're not thinking about something you said in a room on your own. It's about people's perceptions of you. Oh, what do they think about me? Do they think that I am not intelligent because I answered that so stupidly, for example? So you're worrying about how what you did was received. But there's an important fact here, which is people aren't thinking about you. Do you know why? They're thinking about someone a lot more important. In fact, they're doing the exact same thing you're doing, which is they're thinking of themselves. They're not worried about the faux pas you made at that party, because they're worrying about the faux pas they made at that party. And of course, there's other ways you can look back and feel regret and overthink. Someone was mean to you and you wish you'd put them in their place, or kind of angry at yourself, or you're embarrassed at yourself. The answer to that is, you cannot, and it's so simple and it's so trite, but you can't change that. The only thing you can do is you can think, the next time that opportunity presents itself, I will not make that mistake again. And be sure of that. I'm going to say exactly what I want to say this time. You can only learn from it. If you hate what you did, never do it again. It's actually crazy to stop and think about how much energy is wasted thinking that someone dislikes you when they actually like you. Thinking about someone's opinion of you when they don't even remember you. And this links into the Marcus quote. He says he discarded anxiety. I'm not saying it's just so easy. Oh, you can just discard it. It's the perception part, because it was my own perceptions. So much of negative thought is your negative perceptions. It's not actually reality. How likely is it that they're thinking about me right now? How many people did they meet in their life? The chances that they're remembering that little thing that you did is really, really, really slight. So the second way you can suffer is by looking forward into the future. And do you notice that I haven't mentioned the present? It's quite hard to suffer and to have spiraling thoughts when you're just focused on what you're doing in the present moment. I'm going to split this into 3 examples. Catastrophizing about something that you can't control. It's trepidation or anxiety about something you can control. And the third one is kind of in the middle. It's anxiousness about a date or a social gathering, or, meeting your partner's parents, something like that. First one is something you can't control. Thinking you've got a speeding ticket when you've got 9 points and you're going to lose your license, or it could be even just exam results. And here you're essentially worrying about fiction, but it feels real. My advice to that is, it hasn't happened yet. Why are you causing yourself this emotional turmoil? when the chances are it might not even happen. Based on the way this thinking normally works, it's probably not going to happen. And if it does happen, you're just going to stress yourself up until the point it does happen. And if it happens, you've got to deal with it then. So why are you doubling up your stress? Relax for now, because you don't know yet. You don't know. I'm going to call on Lao Tzu's quote here. Try to live in the present. Don't think negatively about the future or the past. If you want to think positively about the future, what could happen, that's like the law of attraction. People believe in that, where you think about something positive that could happen, you draw that into your life. I think on some level it's true, in the sense that if you think about the things you truly want, you're going to spend more time on those things, and that's how it works. I read somewhere, when you daydream, that is where your brain lights up the most. Like, if you look at a scan, the multiple areas of your brain is lit up. And if that's negative, that's gonna have a negative impact on your physiology, right? But if it's positive, it's gonna have a positive impact. Try and spin it. Try and do the exact opposite. Life is too short to be worrying about what could happen. Because how many times have you done that and it hasn't happened? Be honest. The second one is trepidation about something that you do have control over. That can be a perfect example of that is a job interview. Firstly, the fact that you're nervous shows you care. You're doing something that you're nervous about, you've got fear about. That's good. That's what you want to do in life. You want to try and push through that fear. And when you push through that fear, I have a problem with saying th and th. When you push through that fear, you often, do the things that you want to do in life. So it's good that you're nervous, but use that nervous energy to your advantage. Push that nervous energy into preparation. Prep as hard as you can for this job interview. Once you've done that, I know it's easier said than done, but try and leave it there. Don't let your thoughts spiral into irrational questions. Focus on what you have to offer. Look in the mirror and think, I'm the shit. They're going to be lucky to have me. They haven't got anyone like me. They haven't got anyone close to me. They should come to my door. They should come in a suit. I'll be in my PJs. Yeah, come in. Yeah, you want me? Yeah, but what do you offer me? The third one is anxiousness about a social gathering. And this is my favorite one to speak about, because I truly think that being yourself, owning who you are, is such a powerful concept. You've only got yourself in this existence. If you try to be someone you're not, you'll just get to an old age and you'll think, fuck it, I'm gonna be myself now. And you'll be so much happier, and you would have wasted all those years. If people don't like who you are, how you talk, how you dress, that is on them. That's not on you. If you're polite, if you're respectful, if you've got those base level things, no one can hurt you. Because the rest is your personality, and they can interpret that how they want to. If they interpret that negatively, that is on them. The best impression you can make, a really good impression, is to be authentically yourself, be truthful to yourself. And of course you can ask questions about what they've got going on, delve into their kind of topics. That's great. That's being a good conversationalist. Be charming and make a good impression that way. But you don't have to change who you are, not for anyone. You will find people in this life that you click with. If you start thinking, am I funny enough? Am I tall enough? Oh, I need to change that. You can't change that. Wear platform shoes. You're just going to be caught up in that, and you're not going to, present your true self. There's lots of things I admire and like in a person, if they're open-minded, if they're intelligent, if they're kind. But the one thing that I love more than anything? When someone's authentically themselves. Woo! That is it. That gets me. Oh, I'm really into whatever Pokemon cards. Okay, that's cool. I like that, Or he's a train spotter. Think of that guy who does the train spotting. Think about him. He is owned who he is, and people love him for it. That guy who's got that thing in his head and looks at the trains. He's so great. When he's doing interviews and stuff, and there's a train going past, he can't concentrate. He loves trains, and people love that. Dig into what makes you you. Own who you are, and people will love you for that. And I'm gonna get more into anxiety in another video about all the different ways that you can combat it. There's lots of CBT techniques where it's is the thought rational? If it's not rational, think about the ways in which it's kind of not rational, and there's multiple techniques. So that's my first unpacking of quotes. I hope it's helped in some way. These videos are gonna be kind of rambly until I get used to just speaking kind of freely about these kind of topics. I hope you've enjoyed it, and yeah, peace out. See you again.